Hey, my name is Chris Beausoleil, and I'm at 126 Croydon Avenue in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, in the suburb Croydon Park. And it's the 17th of December, 2016. So what I wanted to talk about is some behavior that I just noticed with the cell phone, or the cell phone that we bought this month. I'll just go through here and show you. So I'm trying to upload a video, and I just logged into our account, or my account for YouTube, and I went and selected upload, selected my documents and videos, and you'll see that there's duplicates. And this is brand new. This just happened, and there were some changes to the phone. I made some videos earlier, and there were some changes to the phone showing the Anglicans attacked and connected to the phone. Some date changes. I uploaded some videos regarding the date, how it changes when I pull the battery. When I pull the battery, when they're connected to the system, it takes on the false date of their system. So here, these are exactly the same folders, but they're duplicated. So for example, there's the top is 1213, and if I go back, it's 1213. They're exactly the same folders, and they're duplicates. So this is another example of what I was talking about, how it's like there's duplicate browsers on top of each other, like they are watching, like they're recording one they have a system that controls this phone, and they have a browser that overlaid my browser, so there's like two instances of the same browser running, so whatever I do in one, they record in the other. And this just happened. This just happened recently, and I don't know why this is, whether this is intentional, or often the Anglican attackers will falsify behavior. They'll do something that causes certain behavior. For example, I'm talking about duplicates or duplicate browsers, or how I think they're overlaying a system on top of mine, and then they might be tempted to go and create a situation like this where there's two folders. But really, I have no idea why that is, because I don't have duplicates of those folders. I just have one folder. There's only one camera folder, and I don't know why the browser, why Firefox takes those folders. Why there's two. The only thing I can see is that there's two systems, and that they have duplicated my camera or my phone, and so my phone is showing both duplicate systems folders. They're identical folders, but one is mine and one is the copy or the cloned folder from their system, which is controlling my system. The only thing I don't understand is why some folders are duplicated and others aren't. And I'm guessing because this one here on the very bottom, 1216, I just created early this morning. The other bins I created last night. So I went to sleep and woke up early this morning. So their system is still connected, but it hasn't duplicated this one. That's the only explanation I can think of. So what they'll probably do now is they'll fix this problem, and they'll script it so that any changes I make on the system will be made automatically on their system. I made this file 1216 last night, and or this morning when I moved it. So because I moved some folders when I woke up this morning, and they're connected to the phone now, but I don't think they're awake. They're probably sleeping, or they dozed off and snoozed off, and they aren't paying attention or whatever, because their games Foolfully, who was next door, he was there all the time. So when I woke up, he would wake up in the morning. When I woke up, he would wake up too. He would hear me talking, and he'd get up and he'd take care of this stuff because he was always here. But right now, I think that that unit is empty. Games Foolfully used to be in the unit right beside me, right there. So I think that it's empty, or if there's someone in there right now, they're sneaking around and they fell asleep, and uh, their system is connected to the system, but they're not monitoring it or paying attention to it. So I think that's evidence of a duplicate system, and I don't know how to catch them, and I don't know how to keep them from doing it because they have root control over the phone. But they've done this on all of our phones, and I've seen behavior like this on our Lumia 1520, which is worse because you have no control over the Lumia and you can't see anything in the system. I don't like Windows at all. You have no idea what's going on behind the curtains, and they're nasty. These Anglicans are nasty. These Moore Theological Bible students are nasty, and they really screw with the phone. They just have a heyday. They have a hell of a lot of fun with that Lumia 1520 because they can do whatever they want. They can open ports, they can connect to it, they can control it in any way they want, they can administer it in any way they want, and they can erase it anytime they want, which they did. I made another video of that. So again, I think that this is evidence. I've talked lots of times about that I have this feeling that they've made a duplicate system, and that there's a duplicate browser, and that there's certain apps that they've duplicated to follow what I'm doing, to monitor what I'm doing, and to record what I'm doing. And this is a perfect example of what I was talking about, how there's duplicates. Remember, I've said in other videos that when I log into YouTube, oftentimes I have to click log in twice, and when I log out, I have to click log out twice. And often when I'm making videos, to stop the video, I have to click stop twice. I'll hit the button, and you can clearly see in the video, in the screenshot, that I hit the button, but it doesn't stop, and I have to hit it again. So I am 100% certain that these Moore Theological Bible students are connected to this phone. The troubling thing about this is, like I've said many times before, they have connections to the Australian government. And what is really troubling about that is people like Premier Mike Baird of New South Wales, Premier of New South Wales Mike Baird, he's friends, or not friends, I don't know if he's friends, but one of the attackers here at Moore Theological Bible College, I call him DOS File, he went to the same church that Premier Mike Baird goes to, and he was a student minister for at least a year. And it's funny because this DOS File, it's funny because he's really into computers and stuff, and HP here in Australia, here in New South Wales, I think, the street that HP headquarters are located on is named after him, which is kind of ironic. But I got a chuckle when I saw that, because we ordered an HP, which they controlled, and they rooted, even when I took the HP apart. It's one of them little ones. I took it apart, I think at I can't remember, Pavilion, like a Pavilion A100 or something like that. A little tiny one, and no CD player or anything like that, just a little tiny square thing. And I took it apart and I removed the wireless card. It had no Bluetooth. I removed the wireless card, and they were still connecting to it. And it's funny because they owned it within minutes or within hours of setting it up and buying it. Maybe less than a day, maybe 12 hours. They had control of it. And it's funny because the street that it was sent, the factory or whatever that HP was at, was on a street named after him. And he was attacking us for years before he moved over to the donor house on Georges River Road. And he went to the same church as Premier Mike Baird. I think that these are really advanced attacks, like you saw, that those duplicates. That never happened before. This is the first time I've seen that. I've seen behavior similar to that, but this is the first time I've actually seen duplicates. And like I said, Games Foolfully is supposed to be gone. He packed up and he's supposed to be gone. He might be over at the other building over there. He didn't really seem like he wanted to leave, like he was kind of dragging his feet. and kind of like slouching. He didn't seem like he was all that excited about leaving. I think he is concerned about the data that I have, and he wants to make sure that everything's deleted. And there you go. Some more duplicate folders. It doesn't make any sense why those folders are there. It may be like false, a situation set up to make me comment on it, and then they can say, see mate, we never did nothing, mate, it's just a glitch, mate, it's just the way your phone works. The only problem with that is that it's never happened before, and it just happened now, and there's been changes in the attackers and who's here and who's not, and so obviously their system has slightly changed, probably because Games isn't here, or he may be here, but whoever's here monitoring the phone isn't doing it right now. I don't think. They're probably sleeping, I think. So, or they're watching and they just want to see what I do, and they want me to make this video because I've said in other videos that they're trying to make it look like he's innocent. So they'll set this attack up with the browser here, and it's very obvious, and it's exactly like what I've said before, and they know my videos because they watch them. I've said before many times that I think there's duplicates. So this is a very clear, duplication. So obviously I would report and I would say something. And this is exactly what they want, because they want me to document it publicly, and then they can come back and say, see, you did it on this date. They know I make videos with the date, and they can say, well, Foofly, I almost said his name, Games was gone. And you're saying Games does this. Again, we go back to the same old thing. It's not just him. He's getting trained, but there's a whole group of people, and there's still many people here that can do it. I think Dos Vile, the student minister at Premier Mike Baird's church, is still here. There's lots of Asians that are his friends and were helping him that are still here. Nine Toes is still here. He never leaves, and he collaborated with them. So, and still collaborates with the property manager, and he's still has a relationship with them. So it doesn't matter if Games is gone. The attacks are still going to be committed, and nothing's really going to change. So it's ridiculous because they're all training to do the same thing. They were training before I moved here. They were doing this before I moved here. And I think that they expected us to move right away real quick. We would have enough, and we'd have enough of our computers being broken, or they would monitor our computers for some illegal activity, and then they would drop the hammer on us and blackmail us somehow by saying that you did this, or you're pirating videos. It's okay if you just leave, we'll let go of the charges and we won't take it any further, but if you stay and they want the unit. The Anglican Church wants to buy this unit, and they want to buy all the units. They want to own this entire building outright. There's a few people here, like for example, one couple is older, and there's a couple other people that go along with whatever the property manager for Moore Theological Bible College says, the Anglican property manager. They go along with whatever he says, and they don't argue with anything. They let him have his own way. I mean, shit, they'll let him go into most of the people here will let the property manager go into their unit if they're not home, and he demands it. He demands entry into the units whenever he wants. And he says, oh, I'm the property manager, I'm on the strata, I have a right to go in your unit. No, you don't. Anyways, that's another story. So it's very likely that they did this on purpose, that they purposely set up the duplicate folders. Either one, it's a mistake, or they did it on purpose because they want me to report it. The fact of the matter is, it's being done. And I've known, and I've said for a long time that they're duplicating the system way before Games left. So it's got nothing to do with whether he's here or not to do it. It was being done from day one. They were duplicating our systems and accessing our systems and monitoring and controlling our systems, and duplicating our phones. There was lots of activity and behavior on our phones that indicated cloning as a source of the symptoms or the errors or the glitches. so cloning being the cause of it, outside external master, quote, master or root administrative phone controlling our phone. So um, I think there's two possibilities for the duplicate folders, but regardless of what reason it is, it's caused from an outside system. I'm certain of it. That's not normal behavior, and certainly not normal behavior just to appear for no reason at all. So, um, more evidence, duplicate folders, which indicates to me like duplicate systems and mirrored systems. They're mirroring my folders and my files. And I saw the same thing with the Lumia. I would take pictures, and they would automatically albums were created, and sometimes duplicate albums were created, and you could see it was a glitch. And then I would take a screenshot, and then the other album would disappear. Stuff like that, all the time it was happening. So these students here, these Moore Theological Bible students, what I want to really try to really be clear about is that these people are doing this other places all over the world. So people have to be aware of this, because nobody thinks that a good Christian is going to hack their phone and monitor their computer like a pervert. But these people do. They're sick. There's something wrong with them, and they do this on a daily basis. We've lived here for 3 years, and it's been on a daily basis where they've done this, and there was no reason for them to do this. So I think if someone interests them, they hack them. They crack their system, get into their system, and watch what they're doing. If they see something that they like or want to steal, they steal it. If they hear some information that they could use, they take it back to their masters, and they share it. You know, once that is done, then they'll tell them what they saw or what they read or what they learned from monitoring the person's computer. And this includes like politicians, bankers, artists, screenplays, movies. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Whatever they can steal, whatever they can take for their advantage, they'll do it. And this is I think this is happening all over the world, in the United States. Episcopalians or Anglicans, in Canada, in Europe, everywhere. And I think it has to do with the Anglican Church, Church of England, and I think it has to do with empowering that Anglican Church and creating like a church-state union here in Australia. I think that's what they want. And with this power, getting into any machine or any phone at will, wow, that's quite a trick. That's quite a powerful weapon. That's quite a powerful weapon, and they won't give it up easily. So people have to be aware of it, and people have to be conscious, not paranoid, but you have to write down what you see and document it, and you have to keep an eye on the activities of the devices. Even if you're wrong, who cares? But I mean, if you're getting one clear indication of exploit, and a few false positives here and there, who cares about the false positives? Throw them away. Just report it. If you see this in the States or in Los Angeles or wherever, if you're a screenwriter and you think that the churchy in the next room next to you, the Australian churchy in the next room who just got a job because his daddy or whatever knows Rupert, the guy who owns Fox, and you think like your phone is being cloned, or you think your computer is being hacked, or you see some of these things that I'm talking about happening on your machine, then you can probably bet that these people are in your system. For example, like check your USB with Linux, do an ls all along in the terminal, and see if your USB reads 1970, because that's an indicator that they're connected to the machine. It's the USB reads, the dot directory of the USB reads January 1st, 1970. So anyways, this is little things that you can do, and I think the computer industry has to do these things, because if they do not do these things, then they're criminal behavior is going to continue. And it, like I said in other videos, it doesn't help to put your head in the sand and pretend that it's not happening. If they're in your computing environment illegally, they have no right to be there. That's wrong. Even if it's bad enough that they can get in, but I mean, in at will so easily onto every single phone. And this is there's some secrets going on that they're not telling, you know. And I think that they make a big deal about hackers this and hackers that, and there's a back door into the iPhone, and the NSA does this, and I think it's all bullshit. Actually, I think they all know, and I think they're just blowing smoke and mirrors. And I think that these circuit boards have had these back doors, infrared, um, analog to digital converters, maybe direct input right into the CPUs. Who knows? I have no idea. Like, for example, the IAMT attack by Patrick Stewin, Patrick Stewin, in Berlin. Read his papers on IAMT attack for Windows management engine. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so I hope I don't sneeze. So anyways, this is very important to be aware of this, because I think there's some backdoors into devices, and I think that they're trying to keep it secret. I think they're trying to dupe the public, and they're trying to make it so, like, seriously, all the stories and all the, you know, conspiracy theories, I think all those stories about China having backdoors into, I think that, forget China, the Australian government and these Anglicans know how to do it. And I think the Australian government trains these students, these religious churchies, and they use them and place them in positions of where they do these attacks on other people. So just keep an eye open, and hopefully you're spared this, because it's very uncomfortable, and it's very insulting and very invasive. Even there's no words to describe how horrible it is. It's a complete attack on liberty. I can't write. I can't use my computer. I worked for a long time to get some skills, like, you know, trying to code and stuff like that, and now it's like pointless because they can steal everything they want, and I'm not going to sit there and try to do stuff when they're sitting over my shoulder watching everything I do. Screw them. I don't need that. They can do their own work. But I just wish that I had a system that was, you know, able to be free from their attacks. And I think that all the phones made these days, all the computers these days, I think that there's backdoors into them through the circuit board, not through the software, not through the operating system. That's all bullshit. Through the circuit board, through the hardware. I think they're accessing the hardware directly, and I think that they're connecting to the memory directly. And I think this has been happening for a long time, because they did it with my PowerPC, which was 10 years old. Because they did the exact same technique with my PowerPC. They connected to it after I removed the wireless Bluetooth airport and modem, and they connected to it, and they had root access control of it. They were accessing configuration files. They were also changing dates on destination files when I copied them over for proof evidence, for forensic evidence. They were changing the dates of the destination files, and also they were making the external USB drives read only, and they were doing this on all the systems. So they were changing the NTFS file attributes. So I mean, to them, I was talking to a guy, at university professor at University of, or Sydney, I think, and an IT lecturer, and I don't know if he was bought and paid for, but he said, no, it's malware. And I said to him, well, if it's malware, how are they connecting to the machine when I have wireless and Bluetooth removed? And he paused. He goes, who are you again? So there's no way. It doesn't matter if malware was on the machine at all. If I removed all Ethernet and all activity, how in the world are they going to access the machine? I removed the wireless card. I removed the Bluetooth card. I took the laptop apart. Now how are they connecting to the machine? Anyways, this is an example with the phone, and this kind of stuff was done on all of our computers. Duplicates like this was done on all of our computers. Oftentimes I would see duplicates on the desktop, and then a folder would appear, a duplicate, and then it would disappear. when I had no wireless and Bluetooth card on that. Again, it's the same attack techniques being duplicated over different platforms, phone or um, um, computer. So they're recycling attack techniques, and uh, they're conscious attacks by the same people, by these students who are training to be um, to use their skills and then take them out in the world and attack other people with them. I'm absolutely certain of it. I have no doubt in my mind. And I don't want other innocent people to experience what we've experienced. It's like rape. It's like horrible to to know to finally realize that for a long period of time they've been watching over your shoulder everything that you're doing, listening to your conversations, watching your videos, looking at your pictures that you've taken, very, very personal things. And if you knew these bastards, like if you knew Games and his disgusting wife, they're perverted. Like there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with him. He walks around with this grin, but there's wickedness. You can see it in the way he moves. You can see it in the way he walks. When a camera's on him, he's like. But when he thinks nobody's looking, and I've caught him. When my wife's caught him too. When he thinks nobody's looking, there's demon in that bastard. You can see it in his face. He keeps a nice mask on, but when he thinks he's alone or when he thinks nobody's looking at him, man, he's a demonic bastard, and just ruthless and twisted. And so he has the perfect psychology. He enjoys spying on people, and you throw into the mix religion, and he's serving Jesus. Well, that's really psychotic. That's a mixture for disaster. So I think that these people are like, they're filled with like mass destruction. That's all they care about. And I think that any culture other than theirs is a target. That includes Jewish people, Palestinian people, Lebanese people, Muslim people, Indian people. Anybody that's not them is going to be a target. Any religion that's not their religion is going to be targeted. I think that they want to be the one world religion. Maybe the Georgia Stones are a little bit more accurate than the conspiracy theorists. Than people would want to believe. The Georgia Stones with all that writing on them, So, anyways, just please be aware and please be careful, and just um, uh, if you see any of these symptoms in your machines, and you know that there's an Australian churchy, or even not, it doesn't have to be Australian, because like I said, Episcopalians are Americans, and I'm certain that the Anglican Church here in Australia shares these things with, groomed the same way they groom people here. I'm certain they groom people in the United States and train them there, and groom people in England and train them there, or in Europe, Canada. So I think this is worldwide, everywhere where this cult is. I call it a cult. Anywhere where this Anglican cult is, I think that they'll be doing this. And unfortunately, with every institution, there's going to be lovely, wonderful, good-hearted people that are part of that. However, the bad people that I'm talking about, the wicked people that I'm talking about, take advantage of those good people and use those good people as shields and hide behind them. And they use religion and faith as a shield, and they hide behind it, but they themselves are wicked, murderous people, poisonous people, and they shouldn't be allowed to wield this weapon ruthlessly at a whim. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry for the video being so long.